Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for watching. Let's keep it simple. Dating right now? Yeah, it's kind of wild out there. Everyone's talking about how the apps are dead, how no one wants to commit, how men aren't even trying, dates are excuses for a meal ticket, or women are too picky. It's complicated, but let's see how the research can help you make dating worth our time. Let's start with number 1. Why first dates suck, and why that's okay. Here's an unpopular truth. First dates are almost never a good indicator of real compatibility. Think about it. When was the last time you acted totally normal on a first date? You're nervous, overthinking, trying not to spill food, trying not to say something cringe, trying to look interested but not too interested. It's basically a job interview in a cafe. And we judge each other off that? No wonder no one passes. Most people don't realize that your brain is in performance mode on a first date. You're scanning for safety, chemistry, red flags, all at once. So it's almost impossible to actually relax and be real. That means a lot of people get unfairly rejected not because they're wrong for you, but because they were nervous. The data shows that people tend to make decisions about attraction within minutes. But emotional connection takes multiple interactions to form. In other words, your first impression might lie to you. Number 2, stats don't lie. Dating today is different. Let's start with the big picture. If it feels like dating has gotten harder, it's not just you. The stats actually back it up. Across a bunch of recent surveys, a growing number of men, especially under 30, are saying they've basically opted out of dating. Not ghosting, not taking a break, just tapping out completely. When asked why, a lot of them said they're tired. They feel like it's all effort and no reward. They swipe, they text, they plan, and it goes nowhere. On the other side, a lot of women say they're emotionally drained too. They want connection, depth, honesty, empathy, but what they often get is half-hearted energy and mixed signals. So, yeah, dating right now is kind of like everyone showing up to the same party, but half the people don't really want to be there. And the music's way too loud to talk to each other. And that's where the imbalance starts. Number 3, the second date rule: when to give it one more chance. Here's where the magic happens. If someone seems okay, not amazing, not terrible, just okay, go on a second date. Seriously, and here's why. Because here's what most people get wrong. They treat dating like TikTok. If the first 5 seconds don't hook them, they scroll. But love, or even just meaningful human connection, doesn't work like an algorithm. You need context. You need warmth. You need time. That second date, that's where walls drop a little. You're not as nervous. You already know a few things about each other. The pressure goes down. That's when you start seeing the real person instead of their please like me version. And sure, sometimes the second date confirms it's not a match, or it reveals real red flags. But other times, you discover something you completely missed the first time. Their sense of humor, their kindness, their little quirks. That's when connection actually begins. It's important that you feel safe and respected first. You haven't noticed any major red flags and you are curious, not convinced, but curious. So, the rule is simple. If they're decent and you felt at least a spark of curiosity, go again. Number 4, the expectations gap. Here's another truth that most people don't want to say out loud. The expectations between guys and girls right now, they don't line up. Think about it. Over the last few years, emotional awareness, talking about feelings, boundaries, attachment styles, became mainstream. A lot of women have embraced that. They've learned the language of therapy, self-growth, vulnerability. Meanwhile, many guys didn't grow up with that same permission. They were taught to be chill, confident, independent, but not necessarily emotionally fluent. Now they step into dating spaces where emotional intelligence is currency, and they feel broke. Men are used to provide and protect, but a lot of women don't need that anymore. So what happens? Women say, where are the emotionally mature men? Men say, I keep getting rejected and I don't know why. Boom, expectation gap. And the result? People start to pull away. They lower their effort. They ghost faster. They assume it's hopeless. The problem isn't that people don't want love, it's that the dating market has turned into an emotional job interview. You're not just seeing if someone's cute, you're checking if they communicate properly, handle stress well, have trauma awareness, text at the right frequency, love their mom, and have a 5-year plan. That's too much for a coffee date. Most people need years to achieve that level in life. You have to analyze the potential, attitude towards life, family safety, respect and honesty, and see if you match principles. With potential vision and mindset, the rest is skills and willingness to succeed. Number 5, the burnout effect. So, let's talk about burnout, because that's the silent killer of modern dating. When every first date feels like a performance, when every text thread feels like a test, you start to lose the fun. And dating makes you tired, it drains you, it makes you upset, and you can't be asked to make any more efforts. You stop showing up as yourself. You start swiping out of boredom instead of curiosity. And the wild thing, the more people burn out, the less effort they put in, which makes dating worse for everyone as people cannot be on the same page anymore. You get a self-fulfilling prophecy. People go in expecting disappointment, and then they find it. You are drained and burned out. Take a break from dating. Go outside and start random conversations with people at work, at the shops, in coffee lounges. Learn to be curious and reset your energy. It's like the energy you bring sets the outcome before the date even starts. That is a waste of time and effort. Number 6, stop chasing perfection. Here's a mindset shift that'll make dating way less painful. Stop looking for instant perfection. Look for potential comfort. A lot of people reject partners who could have made them happy just because the first date didn't have fireworks, but real attraction often builds, slowly. That's because there is physical compatibility when you agree to go on the first date, but the connection and attraction that follows after is built slowly and it requires multiple dates, unless you don't feel safe or noticed red flags, which then changes things. Yes, awkward laughs and boring small talk is the result of anxiety. It does not mean that this is the real person in front of you. When you expect instant magic, you cut off real connection before it can even start. Be patient. So, instead of chasing that viral level chemistry from date 1, start chasing emotional safety and curiosity. That's the stuff relationships are actually built on when it comes to long-term commitment. And for the people out there chasing a checklist, where is this coming from? How do you know that's the perfect attributes you need in someone? What are you willing to swap or compromise? What do you bring to the table apart from a long checklist? Humans are not perfect, and a checklist is an imaginary perfection goal that takes time to achieve. It does not have to come ready in a box. Number 7, dating mindset reboot. Let's be honest, we've been trained to judge fast. Swipe culture made us all mini critics with no patience. But what if we flipped it? What if the goal wasn't find the perfect person ASAP, but learn about people and myself through small connections? Then every date, even the bad ones, becomes data, not failure. You walk away knowing what you like, what you don't, and what makes you light up. The goal isn't to find the one instantly. It's to stay open enough that when something real shows up, you recognize it. You will know when you know. But give yourself time and a few attempts. One date is not enough. People are not themselves on the first date. You got nothing real. Number 8, real talk. Numbers cannot measure. The stats say dating is getting harder. But stats can't measure eye contact, laughter, awkward pauses that turn into comfort, or the exact moment someone feels safe enough to share a real story about themselves. Numbers can't tell you when chemistry sneaks up on you. Numbers can't tell you when a person becomes their real self and drops the first date theatrics. That's why no amount of data can predict who you'll fall for, or when. What it can tell you is that most people are tired, scared, and guarded. So the ones who bring a little curiosity, empathy, and patience stand out immediately. You don't have to play games or be perfect. You just have to be real and a bit patient. The final part, the survival guide for dating in 2026. Let's end with a few simple reminders that'll keep you sane and improve dating for you. 1. Define your deal breakers before you date. Know what's non-negotiable. Respect, safety, honesty, a physical trait, pets, and treat everything else as flexible. 2. If you feel burned out, take breaks from dating. The apps will still be there. You can delete, recharge, and come back fresh. And consider going out and having random conversations with people to reboot your socializing energy. 3. Stop doom scrolling dating horror stories. You'll start seeing everyone through a fear filter. Protect your hope. It's rare. Stay focused and look at your circumstances. Not everyone has the same stories. 4. Remember that awkwardness equals effort. If someone's trying, even if it's clumsy, it means they care. That's gold. It's just their anxiety, which will eventually tone down after a few dates. 5. If they're okay, not amazing, not awful, go on that second date. That one decision alone might be the biggest dating hack of your life. And a second date gives you the chance to get to know the real person. 6. Stop chasing perfection does not exist. Perfect humans do not exist, and your checklist is imaginary. Try to select the most important positives and see if you can compromise or accept the imperfections in comparison. Humans cannot have it all. We are imperfect. That's what makes us humans. To summarize, people are dating less, ghosting more. Standards are shifting, effort feels one-sided, and everyone's tired. But love hasn't disappeared and is just slower now. It needs more patience, more second chances. So don't let the numbers make you cynical. Let them remind you how rare real effort is and how powerful it is when you show up with it. If someone seems okay, give them another shot. That next coffee, that next walk, that next moment might be the one that surprises you. Because the truth is, connection doesn't usually explode in fireworks. It grows quietly, like a spark that finally gets enough oxygen. And the only way to find it is to stick around long enough to see it catch. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more social topics, real talk on simplified research advice, and hope to see you back next time. Drop us a comment for feedback.